You might be wondering, why is this bus all beaten up, and why is it bright pink? Well, let me tell you. It is because it is a Route 0 LHL bus. I'll explain. Hold on. I closed Chrome and it's slightly better? Maybe? Probably not. I mean, the bus is still veering to the left. Yeah, like no input, turning to the left. For no reason. Anyway. Hartasia Transit Authority own a lot of vehicles. Mostly buses. That didn't go very well, and this ain't going very well either. Wait. There's somewhere to go. I'll just try to go around. There's a light pole, electrical pole in the way, and it's an articulated bus. So what happened? Hold on, I'll have to use my godly powers. Godly BeamNG drive powers to get it out of this light. Electric. I keep calling it a light pole. Anyway. I'll just tug on it from the front, and I hope you don't bumper off. Hartasia Transit Authority. We have lots of kinds of buses for lots of routes. There's the city buses, which are very small and nimble. Well, there are larger ones too, for larger cities. And then there's the intercity buses, which quite simply go between cities. And there's the Route 0 buses, which go across the whole country of Hartasia. The HTA have several kinds of buses for this kind of job. And the buses themselves. Will probably run for a fairly long time. The special one is the Route 0 bus, because unlike the others, are built in such a way that they only work with their special kind of road. And will most likely break on any other road. Or, slide around. I keep seeing sparks. It's probably not a good thing. Okay. The Route 0 bus, as a result, is not very good for those very remote areas. And then there's Planet Rock. Well, I was expecting it to be 2 words, but... And then there's Planet Rock. Unlike the other... planet... It's, Earth, Aqua, Ripple... Neo... Then Pop... And also Hartasia Star, strangely, which is the central star. You might also know it as the Sun. Anyway. It is very hard to build a decent road on Planet Rock due to it being incredibly hot all the time. And the road is made out of sort of liquidy on Planet Rock, especially the special stuff for the Route 0 buses. So they had to make a better kind of Route 0 bus. So they made the LHL. Route 0 bus. LHL stands for Long Hard Life. And basically, it is a bus that will probably is built to not be repaired for a very long time. They're not even expecting it to be charged very often. And as a result, they have a weaker engine. And the closest word they had to what is done with the LHL Route 0 buses is abused. Yeah. They abuse the bus is to the point that it's like this basically. The steering wheel is all sorts of lopsided. And all the glass is cracked or broken. It can barely even move. But so long as it can move... Let me turn that off because it's getting in my way. So long as it can move fairly quickly, as the Route 0 buses are meant to do, they are good. Since all the roads on Rock are all dirt roads, there's no pavement. Any sort of pavement will melt. And concrete isn't very cheap. Hartasia. It's mostly metals and stuff that they make a lot of. Even though they have a whole planet made of sand, they don't really like using those kinds of materials. So they get the materials from asteroids, and they have more metal and sand. At least I would think so, with the lack of pavement on Rockstar. I'm calling it Rockstar, or sometimes Rock other times, because it used to be just called Rockstar, or until the war with the Poyon Empire, and since TC didn't want any association with the Poyon Empire, they're not even in name. He just straight up got rid of the word star in in the planet's names. You might recognize one of them if you put the word star in front of its name. Anyway, the Long-Heart if bus is rarely ever repaired. They are completely bad. All the glass. It's pretty much exactly like this. Oh. No. Steering being... It's so badly damaged that I cannot steer. This is one of few instances that these buses would ever be repaired. And just look at the condition of this bus as you run around. Absolutely ridiculous. I wasn't kidding when I used the word abuse earlier. Because they really are. Insert. Now that it's been nicely repaired, it actually drives in a straight bloody line without yanking the steering wheel to one side. And yet its engine is still pretty slow because it's got a weak engine. Simple as that. I could probably turn that back on. There. Whoa. These buses also have special specially formulated tires. But unlike the regular Route Zero buses, these LHL Route Zero buses have a special formulation of rubber in the tires that allows them to not be repaired for a considerably long amount of time. And the inside of the tire even outgasses, so the tires don't deflate. Of course, regenerative braking. Why wouldn't there be regenerative braking in an electric vehicle? For those are the only kind of vehicle available on Hartasia. Because of a ban on specifically vehicles that run on liquid fuel, whether it be diesel or petrol. Some people call it gasoline. Anyway, the only reason for that is because they don't want to screw up their 6 planets. Technically 7, if you include Hartasia Star, but honestly, that's probably quite ridiculous. Is this the first bus stop kind of area you've seen? Well, the battery isn't very low, so that's not good, but there is a bus stop here, so don't worry, the bus is quite long. Yeah, that door is not this. That door has seen better days. The rest of the doors are okay, from the last repair. Really, the steering wheel's also lopsided. Didn't know that could happen. And also the LHL whole Route Zero buses tend to be pretty dirty due to the lack of care. Even the other buses that Hartasia uses are repaired more often. That's because they're not LHL buses. There are other kinds of LHL vehicles as well. Well, there's LHL cars as well, but those are less common. I think I'll need to use my godly towing ability. Needs to test the steering. The steering seems to go on this vehicle quite a lot. Anyway, that's the only time these LHL buses are repaired is if there's something seriously wrong. Like, glass broken, yeah, you can drive. Well, the glass is broken is fine. Mirrors missing, just look behind. I mean, it's not hard. Piece of steering wheel missing, and you got the rest of the steering wheel. Keep going. Pop tires. Just go slower, it's fine. I mean, although you've got a schedule to follow, it's pretty lenient. Chances are you're too early more often than you're too late. Oh god! There goes the door on that one. Also, these LHL old buses almost never have the mirrors on because, well, look at that mirror. It's almost about to fall off. And also, no windscreen wipers because those tend to fail too easily. Although this one in particular has an air conditioning unit, which is the engine-like thing you can hear, or in all of these buses, that is merely a requirement. These buses to be manufactured, not necessarily, or need to be maintained. So, well, plenty of time because these buses, that exploit is taken. The lock differential. That's another thing these tend to have. They have lockable differentials, so I think my only option is just grab it and there you go. Also, oftentimes, Hartasia buses in general tend to cold weld themselves together, especially the Route 0 ones. Because they're going so fast and they barely make adjustments, and they just narrowly slide on one another. Finally got out of that. Anyway. Notice that I went from being slightly too far to the right to being slightly too far to the left. Route 0 buses tend to cold weld themselves together, or especially older Route 0 buses. Not that there are any, apart from the LHL ones, I guess. Because paint would flake off pretty easily, and did a lot. Two pieces of metal to touch. And the tolerances are so narrow on those things. They told Old Wild all the time. That if two Route 0 buses stop up in exactly the wrong way, what the hell? That's what you get for trying to reverse a bloody articulated bus. What the hell is wrong with you? Anyway. All day eating was such a at bus stops that they eventually coded the buses in PTFE. That's the non-stick stuff on the frying pan or something. I also heard somewhere that you could use PTFE as a 3D printing material, but I don't know how true that is. That just came to mind. It's probably wrong. Most a lot of these buses have red interiors, but because Hartasia bus is and indeed everything in Hartasia is red and pink. All public spaces, at least the exteriors of them, are red. No, they're not predominantly red. They're predominantly pink with a huge red stripe across. So basically, the LHL HTA Route 0 buses last a very long time. They don't need much repair, and they're often used in places that can't repair them very often. I'm fairly certain you've noticed by now all of that I'm the only one with a double-decker bus, or all the others are single-decker. That's because the Route 0 bus is a double-decker bus, and none of the other buses are. There are no double-decker buses in Hartasia. Why would you need them? Honestly, when you've got articulated buses, there's lots of other kinds of buses to choose from. Well, two other kinds: a larger city bus and a smaller city bus, as well as an intercity articulated bus. I wasn't paying attention to where I was going, and I rammed into a bridge. If there were any passengers, they'd all be dead. Okay, that is clearly a bit... the bus is just slightly too tall. Oh, by the way, the hotkey do the differentials is Alt D. Though I wouldn't recommend using it because while also driving, because this Alt Up is slow motion. Thanks, BNG. Yeah. The not an LHL full Route 0 buses these are all one solid piece, and the LHL buses are articulated like this. As a result, this bit gets frayed a lot, and repairs to that bit when and if there are. I ripped the whole tire off. That's not good. Here's to with the articulated bellows, whatever, if ever they are. They're generally involve using a completely different color. Press insert in exactly in the wrong place. Anyway. Bellows tend to end up being all sorts of different colors. Basically every single color fabric comes in, and the bellows end up being. There's even an occasional clear bellows. It's just whatever they can patch it up with at the time. Just that, and I haven't implemented that because I'm not actually insane yet. I just realized the spark looking bits over there are just all the different headlights and taillights of all these different vehicles. The HTA also makes trains, and the HTA Route 0 bus, the non-LHL one, that is classified as a train in whatever. Whenever the ID of it comes up. There's a lot of these buses that are just stuck here. That is very strange. Didn't work very well at all, and now I can't steer. Can I? No, I can't. Asia Transit Authority makes trains, as I said, and the trains are all underground because they've used all the surface stuff for pavement specifically, and have no way to put rails there. Also, the trains are safer from above ground elements when they're underground. Whoa. They just like making metro trains, I guess. And there's lots of them, especially in main cities. It's mostly freight trains underground, though. Which is odd. Never hear of entire train systems underground. It's because making tunnels is extremely hard. It costs a lot of money. But the way they make rails is very strange. It basically requires a roof and walls. It's because of the way they've done it. Also, let me check it. Does the steering ever work properly? And the answer to that is very rarely. Especially in LHL buses. They make a lot of rack. What are the methods for steering? Oh yeah, I don't care. Because I'm talking about trains now. Anyway, they make lots of trains. All of them are underground and set it up as such. Trucks also trucks tend to due to the way the coding scheme works. It is technically possible it is not possible to make both the cargo vehicle and the passenger vehicle without giving it two different names. Because there's a different scheme for each one. For train, and there's also a special one just for trains for some reason. Anyway. A lot of older buses don't run very well. They're not very comfortable. So, when they are repurposed as trucks, they haul goods from one place to another. They work a treat, but they their frames tend to get shortened. Glass is removed to make the thing lighter and easier to service. There are also articulated buses which have one half as a cargo area and the other half as a passenger area. But since the only way they make a cargo bus is when a passenger bus fails, mostly one way or another, it is very unlikely that it would be both, because looking at that bus, there's a front axle, a middle axle, and a rear axle. There's also a second rear axle as well. That's kind of irrelevant. Oh, that's this crawl portion. That's not going to happen. It can barely go up. The train's rating. And my steering is screwed. No, it's not. I thought it was, but I guess it wasn't. Oh, it is. Sometimes it is. Yeah, the wheels just aren't reacting. So, insert. Anyway, if the middle axle fails, you're going to just make the whole this car go. But if just the front or rear axle fail, if just the front axle fails, then just the front part is going to be cargo and the rear part is going to be for passengers. Sounds kind of backwards, doesn't it? Anyway, second one kind is basically the opposite. The front is passenger and the rear is cargo. That basically requires the bus to have two rear axles and the non-driving one to fail, or to have the middle axle, the driver, and have the rear axle fail. By the way, the Route 0 bus gets priority, and all the Hartasia buses are allowed to go as fast as they want, as long as they can keep control. It's often timed short, just for determining what speed to be able to determine on what surface is at what turning radius. And why not? I'll see it. Alright. And the steering wheel is in the chest of whoever's driving. say he might test, but they don't see me in there. Or anything in there, for that matter. It seems like all these buses are driving themselves, in fact. And a lot of them can, but the Hartasia Transit Authority decided that that would only be done in emergencies when the bus driver goes unconscious for any reason. Anyway, yeah, autopilot, it will take over if the pilot is suddenly removed and the bus isn't turned off, or if the driver loses their pulse. Route 0 buses have Route 0, the longest route. They have to go through loads of capital cities, lots of places. And although they often use portals, those portals only take them from one planet to another. Seems like one of those buses are trying to summon the police. Route 0 is the longest route, but they have the same cycle length as all the other routes. Some of the routes are very easy to do, and you often are too early. But Route 0 being the longest route, chances are if you somehow end up being abruptly stopped by whatever, you're going to be late. So, Route 0 buses get priority over all other vehicles, and buses already have priority over non-bus vehicles. Trains are in their own category and cannot be accounted for, or with buses. In case you're wondering, passenger trains get precedence over freight trains. at least in the Hartasia system. Which is what I've been talking about the whole time. Why did I even specify? Route 0. If you are stopped by a Route 0 bus, you should probably move out of the way. Because otherwise, the Route 0 bus will literally run you over. Not only run you over, but also go over your vehicle. Yeah. If a delay is out of a driver's control, their patient neck won't get slashed, but if they could have even changed something, if they could have changed literally anything, think about what you've done there, or in the not late, that the patient will be slashed for lateness. All kinds of Hartasia bus drivers are desperate in that sort of way as a result. It's not just bad too, but now I'm stuck. So Route 0 busted is very fast as well, not needing heat and speed. In the regular Route 0 bus, there's actually a lot to go at. Extremely fast, as being on their own special roads, and being built specifically for Route 0 road. And I don't think it could recover from this easily, but so, for the rest of the video, we'll just walk around. Route 0. Go bus is no. Regular Route 0 bus directly for go like clockwork. bus is there and driven extremely well to the point in that they get extremely close to each other, or without technically crashing. I say technically, is it? It might have crashed under any other definition. I was just wondering how the crashing worked. Is there that is not super duper well? It is experimental. There's also all sorts of protocols for what to do if something goes wrong, and other also regular protocol that is used all the time. But let's see. Ground Zero buses are the bus stops as well are extremely advanced. It's like a train station in steroids. There's all sorts of announcements. It's all the time. So it just reverted to the old mouse cursor for a second there. The next destinations are shown for each and every bus in several places. There's even a map of everywhere. Not only do they include planets, but they also include the moons of each planet. Basically every Hartasia planet also has one or two moons. I'm not entirely sure exactly how many exceptions there are. I think one of the technicalities is Ripple, because those three things around it aren't moons. In the under technical definition. What did this bus crash into? There's nothing here. There, Route 10 buses don't have any protocol for when then it's too early. And due to the sheer speed of it, it is very difficult to stop up in time. So in order to not ram into the other bus, or to not ram into the other bus, they simply slow down along the way in order to head to be exactly on time. None of the other buses have that exact issue, but they all do that in one way or another. A lot of the buses take breaks in between stops to stay aligned with the schedule. Just stand at this intersection with all the various buses. What key is it to clear the screen? Is it F4? Is it F5? F6? F7? No, one of those just reloaded. F7 reloaded me. F8, I don't know what it did. F9 is the camera. F10, I know what F11 does. Is it F4, F3, F2, F1? No, that's not supposed to happen. Let's keep it with all the various things on the screen. So route 0 buses. The regular bus is also will adjust themselves according to the schedule. Well, they go faster or slower, or depending on what the schedule all demands. And if it's an extreme, if the bus is extremely early, you can have a little short break. As buses is often new. Although Hartasia buses aren't really driven by humans, they are driven by people, not humans. Although pylons are the only other things that can drive a bus with a steering wheel and pedals. I think in a Hartasia would drive a bus as with a keyboard, like what I was doing until he crashed the bus. Anyway, let me quit this. It's not like I'm using it for anything. Anyway. Again, strange how I make long videos even though I don't like watching long videos. It's just easy to do, I guess. Anyway. But that's it. Why is the dummy the same color as the body of the bus? Doesn't matter. Here, no. Rotate Asia up. Bus it. It's also Hartasia Transit Authority not only controls all the buses and trains, but also trucks, however few there may be, and cars. They control every single car. Every single one. You don't really do anything with that control. Well, but they do regulate all of them. So there's another wall. There's another barrier, if you want to go faster than the speed limit. You can't. The HTA will make your car slightly slower. This does not apply to racetracks, but honestly, the average car is not meant for racetracks. But Hartasia does have a lot of vehicles under its control. HTA also stands for Hartasia Transport Authority. Indeed, you can portmanteau them. I will not attempt that. No. Okay, Isha Abba. Let's see. They tend to go a lot faster than cars since they aren't the only since they aren't bound to a legal speed limit, but a physical speed limit. Because when they take a turn, they might not have enough traction. As you can see, although the tire deforms a little bit, it usually isn't all that much. I would have thought that at a tire with less pressure would be used here, but I guess not. The train. Hartasia buff. That's it. Everything else would be typical bus stuff. Thanks for watching Parallelogram, and leave a comment. And especially leave a comment about what you want to hear next, because I'm probably gonna make a couple more of these sorts of videos where you just talk over or whatever you're going on the screen. The only reason I stopped is because I'm out of things to say at this point in time. Anyway, I'll see you next week. Well, I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and leave a comment. I feel awkward because this is still going forward, and I don't really want... It's probably because I'm tired. I'll say it. I'll repeat myself a third time, just to make it at the end of the video. Anyway, thank you for watching, and leave a comment.